you as far as Lil Wayne was during his era, we all know when that
That's
was.
why I say he has a lot of filler.
That's why he was doing Sorry for the Wait, because we wanted more, but I think he knew that he couldn't just drop it month after month after. He could have. I'm pretty sure he had stuff from that era that he probably never released. But he knows strategically he can't drop a mixtape every month.
And when he started to do stuff like that, that's when people said he fell off.
Yeah. And remember, the anticipation for Carter 5 was so high from waiting for 5 years. That's why it did as good as it did, I think. But when people listened to it, they said it wasn't that good because of the anticipation waiting for it.
And
But
there's a lot of old songs on there too.
yeah, I think, and that's another reason why I think people didn't like it, because 5 years ago, or at that time, music had changed so much from how it was then till now, where it didn't sound right.
Yeah.
They would have loved Mona Lisa back in 2013.
Yeah, because that's the type of songs he was doing. But
That shit
I
was
think,
still a hit though.
yeah, it was still good.
But you can literally hear sonically that was made around 2013.
Yeah, yeah. But I think once he missed that era that he was in. I mean, he still did good numbers wise, I think, but I think the average person would probably tell you Mona Lisa,
Mona
probably
Lisa probably
dedication,
was
Mona Lisa, dedication, and maybe like two other songs on there. Let It All Work Out, and maybe like two more out of like
Don't Cry.
Don't
If
Cry.
X is Still Alive.
Yeah, but that was, I think people like that song was because of him. Honestly, I don't really think it was because of Wayne.
Fair.
I think that was because of him.
That's fair.
But outside of that, you wouldn't agree. You would agree that that's probably, depending on what you think of Carter 1, that probably was Lil Wayne's probably, I would hate to say worst album. I would say least liked album.
He was still developing when he was put out a Carter 1. That's why.
Yeah, that's why I say that's the only reason why you would compare Carter 5 to Carter 1, because you wouldn't compare Carter 5 to nothing else. You would compare Carter 1 to 2 through 4. Even though 4
People sleep on 4.
4 was good,
fire.
but it wasn't 3, and 3 wasn't 2. They were all different. I feel like
3 was a 2 in your opinion.
3 wasn't 2.
In your opinion.
Song for song, Carter 2 is better than Carter 3.
In your opinion, that's what I said. Because I don't know. I don't know if I agree or disagree with that statement. I don't know.
You can't tell
But
me.
I'm saying the masses are gonna say Carter 3 is his best one.
Nah, it's no way you're gonna tell me Mrs. Officer is a top 5 song.
I never said that. A lot of people might though, but
I mean, it was cool, but I think
when
when you go song for song, you got Hustler Music, Best Rapper Alive. When you have those songs,
Tie My Hands.
Tie My Hand, it was 3.
Nah, that's Carter 3.
See, what's the other one?
Two.
Was it Lock and Loaded? That's another one that I like too. I just think Carter 2 set the stage for Carter 3. I think that's why Carter 3 did so well, because Carter 2 was so good.
He had the mob.
He had the mob, Fly In, Fly Out.
Carter 2, the title track.
Yeah, I think Carter 2 was the album that paved the way for Carter 3. Carter 3, the reason why people say Carter 3 was the best album, because it was more commercial songs in there. You had Get Money, A Millie, Mrs. Officer. It was like two more. It was like half the album was on the radio. So more
Lollipop.
people. Lollipop. It was Lollipop probably was the biggest song out of any song he probably ever done. That's why I think that album got the credit that it did. But I definitely think Carter 2 set the stage for Carter 3.
Let me ask you a different question then. Which album had the I ain't gonna say most impact, but which album had the best song out of those two?
Out of those two, the best overall song?
Yeah.
I mean, are you talking numbers or are you talking
Nah,
like
just in your opinion.
best song?
Best song Carter 2 versus Carter 3, who you picking?
Carter 3 was best song from Carter 3. Most people probably say the best song from Carter 3 probably was A Millie. Best song from Carter 2.
Oh man. They don't so people wouldn't put Dr. Carter in there? Mr. Carter? Or Misunderstood?
All right. So my favorite probably off of Carter 3 probably is Misunderstood. That's probably my favorite Misunderstood. My favorite off Carter 2. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Let the beat build.
Like the beat. See, all of that is like
You don't like Let the Beat build?
I like the third verse on Let the Beat Build.
Okay.
Once the beat changes.
You don't like Dr. Carter?
I don't. I like it. I don't like it as overall as much as Carter 2 though.
Okay.
Carter 2 was more. I feel like that was raw and uncut Wayne. I feel like Carter 3 was more commercial and it's my time Wayne, where he did a lot of things that were more for TV as opposed to for recognition necessarily, if that makes sense.
So he's more hungry on Carter 2.
He was more hungry Carter 2, but I feel like Carter 3 pretty much, I think Carter 3 is what stamped him, which obviously sold him.
Solidified.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think. It's almost like let me see, you said best song of Carter 2. I can't even think of the name of it right now. But
Did he have a feature on there or just went by himself?
what was the name of it? Hit 'em Up.
Okay.
Hit 'em Up on Carter 2. That's the name of it.
That's your favorite song?
That's my favorite song. Probably, I don't know, Carter 2. Hit 'em Up versus, what did I say? Misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
They're two different feels, but I think Hit 'em Up is probably the best song from those two.
Okay.
Yeah, Hit 'em Up. That was
Do you, to round back to what you had asked earlier, do you think people will be talking like this about Kendrick Lamar in the same way that, Lil Wayne fans talk about Lil Wayne?
No.
You don't think so?
no.
He doesn't have.
Not on the East Coast.
He
Maybe the
doesn't-
West Coast.
He doesn't have the cultural impact that Wayne had.
No, not too
People,
many.
people today still sound like Lil Wayne.
Hey, we talked about it earlier. I think Lil Wayne is the most influential rapper of all time.
That's a big thing. But I
Yeah.
feel like I could also agree with that because how many people wanted to, like you said, like there's still people trying to rap like Lil Wayne. And all of Kendrick Lamar's
Lil
first,
Wayne has done everything these rappers have done today. And you could arguably say he's the best at it. Some of these artists have little things they can do better than he did, but he did everything that these artists have done today. The auto-tune, the chorus, he was with T-Pain, the guitars.
bars.
Down to the way that they look. Dreadlocks and tattoos. Lil Wayne made that popular. I'm not saying nobody else was doing it or had that look, but like I was telling him earlier, I don't know if you remember, before 2008, not too many people had long dreads and tattoos. It was mohawks. It was about waves,
Dancing.
dancing. After the Carter 3 became a big thing and Wayne took off, everybody grew their hair. Everybody had dreads.
I mean, I kind of remember, of course, my perspective, like, around that time I was in elementary / like middle school, in that range. And I do remember, like, my classmates and people I was growing up around, like, they loved Lil Wayne. I remember, like, one kid actually who was, like, trying to be Lil Wayne, literally.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing, growing his hair out. Like, that's all he would listen to.
People would deny it, but that's why a lot of people have dreads.
Wow.
A lot of
I wouldn't
people
know.
would, because who would say that I got dreads because of Lil Wayne? I honestly think the image that he had, I think it caught a lot of people, and a lot of people felt like they could be that guy. So
And he came up really young, right? Like, around...
Yeah, he
like,
was
Wayne?
like he was
11 or
16.
12. Oh, like...
Wayne,
When we first
Yeah.
seen him, he was like 16. When he first started running with Cash Money, and them, that I don't know.
he was like 8.
Yeah, I was like...
Yeah, he was
I
real
remember
young.
hearing that.
He was like 8.
young
I
as
heard.
fuck.
I know a few of his songs when he was actually 8 years old. He was 8 years old. He sound better than the way he was rapping. He sound better than a lot of artists today.
That was when he was still rapping like he was from the South.
Yeah, that's why I said I think Carter 2 is.
Oh, you don't like when he changed his rap style. That's what it is.
I don't like after Carter 3. I mean Carter 4 was straight too.
Because before you go on, I heard somebody else say something similar that when Wayne changed his rap style, he didn't sound as good as he did before.
I feel like he started to.
Pronounce all his words
He started
correctly.
to be more auto-tunish. He started to try to sound like what was becoming of hip hop. Whereas he used to say he was hip hop, I feel like he started to
become the idea.
become the idea.
Interesting.
But he's still the greatest rapper of all time, in my opinion.